Good evening. We call to order this regular meeting of West Valley City Council. We note that we have a quorum present. We have all members of the council with the exception of Councilman Vincent, who is excused tonight. We will begin our meeting with an opening ceremony and return to Councilman Rushton.
Thank you, Mayor. In the news recently, you see a lot about cities and their attempts to adopt more animals and to take care of more of the animals within their city. Sandy City, just to our south here, their city council last week had a good lively debate on how they could cut down on animal euthanasia, especially cats, and become more like West Valley City and have a no-kill animal shelter. But in conjunction with that, our neighbor to the far north up in Calgary, Canada, this is their attempt to try to cut down on animal euthanasia and have more adoptions and come out of their city animal shelter. So pull that video up for your education and entertainment tonight.
Felines, 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 felines! Here at Calgary Humane Society, home of the Utopia Tower of Cats, we are literally bursting at the seams with quality felines, ready to head home with you today. Black cats, white cats, tall cats, short cats. We've got cats of all makes, models, and colors that are ready to practically walk off the lot. But that's right, folks, we've got some terrific tabbies, and this weekend only, we're sending them home for a song. We're talking huge reductions in adoption clubs. Come in and check out our selection of black beauties. This flashy orange number purrs like a kitten. Boasting a top speed of 30 miles an hour, this sporty little number is ready to race home straight into your heart. This Saturday and Saturday only, come on down to Calgary Humane Society to take advantage of our August adoption pricing extravaganza.
And I'll just take this opportunity to, applaud the efforts of all the humane societies across North America and animal shelters that try to increase adoptions, and hopefully we can keep our numbers on the rise so we never have to see Mayor Bigelow do some type of commercial like that. Not that you couldn't do it, but
As mayor, the first thing I would do is assign that to Councilman Rushton. Good to be mayor sometimes. All right, thank you, I think. Okay. We do have some visitors tonight. We have at least one, probably two different scout groups, or scouts, plural or singular. And we would invite you to come up and introduce your troop number, what you're here on, and what schools you represent. So we'll start here. I think you're ready, and if you'll have someone from your group, and then we also have a group from the high school that will come forward.
I go to Cypress High School. My scout troop number is 9646, and the merit badges I'm doing is communication and citizenship in the community.
Thank you very much. Next.
Good evening. We are Troop 917. We are from West Valley, and all of us go to Hunter High School. And we are working on the citizenship in the community.
All right, thank you very much. And if you've decided, one of you come up. If not, both of you come up. You're on a project representing a school class or school assignment or something.
We're from Eisenhower Junior High, and we're the student body officers. And we're here because we have to learn how to be better leaders and stuff.
Well, very good. Thank you for coming. I believe that's all the groups that are here. Next, we'll go on our agenda to the minutes of our meeting of August 25th. To the council end for a motion on the minutes. Or not.
Mayor,
Mayor, I move for approval of our August 25th minutes.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. The motion is before us. Any discussion to our minutes? If not, we'll place that for a vote. All in favor of approving the minutes of August 25th, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. The minutes are approved. Award ceremonies, proclamations. I don't believe we have anything on that. Okay. And now we come to our public comment period. We have one person who has signed up. And so we would invite Julie Erickson to come forward. You have up to, but not more than 5 minutes, or less, whatever you prefer.
Thank you. My name is Julie Erickson. I have a rope so I can stay within my time. I've lived in West Valley on and off for 53 years. I've worked with the city to help keep a nice city to be proud of, to say I live in Chesterfield, not Ranger Hunter, but Chesterfield. Because Chesterfield is a very special part of me. My grandparents owned a lot of it and raised all our generations here. I've seen a lot of changes, some good and some bad. We can't have it all good, but we can do with the best we have with the hands we have and try and keep it getting better. We've decided to build a home here and to start to get back on track with working with what we have. We see a problem in our ordinance laws that we have on the books, that I have approached Officer Ramos with some of our concerns and haven't gotten any real answers. Right or wrong, I don't understand the point system and the laws on the books. We have an Officer Ramos, I could be wrong, directed me to Lane Morris, and I'm in the same spot, so I came to you, the council, to ask, do we go by the laws on the books for our agriculture area, or is it up to the officer to decide what he wants to get involved with? I'm building a home, and I have to go by a point system in order to have it in our neighborhood. I can't build it if I don't go with the point system. So I want to have the same respect for everybody in Chesterfield. So when I ask about the chicken coops being built on the property lines, I am told they have to be 10 feet from the property line. And that's from room upstairs, 202 I believe. And so I brought this to Officer Ramos and to Lane Morris, and I seem to be getting pushed to the back burner on that. So with the regular points of the animal, and so that brings us to the regular points for the animals on these properties, and having game roosters, which is majority of them over there in Chesterfield, with the no point system, doesn't count against them because they're game roosters. And they're just allowed, and the coops are building along our property lines are not up to code, but Officer Ramos says that he gets to decide when we need to get rid of, when he gets to decide. So when do we get rid of the point system for Chesterfield? Since we've hired an officer to make, I mean, did we hire Officer Ramos to make the rules, or do we go by the rules on the books? We have a lot of violations in the area. My big concern is the chicken coop fires and the way are they being built and not maintained. There is more coming, and they have no guide and rules. My concern is, when do we stop this? How many more animals and homes are we going to lose for this? And we need to get it stopped, and where do I go for help? So my main concern is, when I go to do my garage, they said I have to be 10 feet setback. And that's the new ordinance, but yet when you have a structural building, chicken coop, shed, whatever, the officer and Lane Morris, and my understanding, has told me that they can build along the property line, but when I go up to upstairs, they say it has to be 10 feet setback. So I'm, as a citizen, and a lot of my neighbors were concerned, where do we go, and how do we get these chicken coops to stop? And I'll work with PD on the game roosters that we have over there. They're not regular roosters, they're not producing anything, but they're game roosters, which are fighting cocks. If any of you are aware of that, there's a difference between a rooster and a game rooster. What we have in Chesterfield are great game roosters, and they're way over the point system, which is on the books. We have a point system for animals, but for some reason, east of Leicester, ordinance isn't worried about that. So I'm just wondering where we go for this, for help. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. I believe that was the only individual we had who signed up for public comments. So with that, we'll bring it back here to the city manager for any comments, Mr. Pyle.
I don't have any comments tonight, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. To the council then, for any comments? Okay. I did just touch base with one individual here, so if that couple would like to stay after, we'll see if we can maybe help get an answer to some of those questions, or at least do some there. With that then, we now go to our resolutions. We have resolution 15-149. This is to upgrade our city's financial system. We have an older system. They have a system that can be upgraded, or we can go buy a new one. Buying a whole new system from a new vendor would be much more expensive and take a lot more effort in updating everything. So they're proposing to upgrade with the current system for a suite of local government utility programs. This will be covered with funding from our capital improvement projects, from sanitation, and from stormwater, because it will serve all of those, the billing cycles and other things in connection with that. And this is a resolution that will allow them to make that purchase. With that then, I'll turn it to the council for any comments or action.
Mayor, I move for approval of resolution 15-149.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. For the information of our audience, this is an issue that we studied last week, so this is the second time it's been brought before the council. So if we don't ask a lot of questions, we probably had those taken care of last week. So with that then, we'll place that for, if there's no further discussion, we'll place that for a vote. All in favor of approving this resolution 149, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. The resolution is approved. We now go to resolution 15-150. This is an authorization authorize the acceptance and execution of a right-of-way contract and a permanent utility easement and a temporary construction easement. This is with the company out there, Geneva, along 6200 South. That road will be extended. They're going to put a road in there all the way to U111. As a part of that, we have to get rights-of-way, utility easements, and the right to go on and do construction on property, and of course we return that property to its original state. With that then, that's an explanation of it. This is one of many that we have had to go through on that same right-of-way along 6200 South. So with that, to the council then for your comment or action.
Mayor, I'll move for approval of resolution 15-150.
We have a motion to approve,
Second.
and we have a second. You got that, I believe. Okay. So the motion is properly before us. Do you have any further comments or discussion to this item? Seeing none, we'll place that for a vote. All in favor of approving resolution 15-150, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. The resolution is approved. We have no need for an executive session. And so that completes our work for the evening. This is one of our shorter meetings. Of late, they've been fairly short. So you picked a nice night to come if you're looking for a short meeting. Not like the ones that go till 10 o'clock. So with that then, one final motion, and we'll be done with our business.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn, non-debatable. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say no. Motion passed unanimously. We are adjourned. Thank you very much for coming.
And what they're saying is rather than get all new hardware, all new software, they're just going to do an upgrade. The software that they already have, probably have to upgrade some of the hardware. Okay? Because the less issue. The other one they're saying up at 6,600. That's 56. Oh, way up there, yeah, okay. And what they're saying is they need to, well, they're gonna extend it out, but they also need to grant easements, which means you have to have some way, you have to allow power to be installed, gutters to be installed, sewer systems. That's what they were talking about there, it's getting some of those things granted and a resolution passed so they can move forward and get those easements. Okay? Does that make sense now? All right. I almost wanted to ask the mayor, okay, how much did you look at your hardware to see whether your upgrade can handle, your hardware can handle your upgrade?
Let's see, that's the IT geek coming out.
You didn't take a look at that? Oh yeah, I just got one today.
Okay, good. Yeah.
That was, obviously it's changed.
Okay, I'll go back in, thank you. I am. I was like, where do I go? Where am I? Here we go. Walk away and
So the mayor said, I'm sure it was. No information on it. Well, so there's two different things.
Yeah, this guy's a good guy.
And then you're next, so don't go far. I'm Julie Erickson, in your area.
Yeah.
You're in our area.
Yeah, thanks. Got good care of them.
Yes, sir. So there's a couple things, and the words are just a little different. So an initiative is just a law that the people pass, and a referendum is basically calling into question a law that the legislative body has passed.
Correct.
So you're looking at the referendum, I would guess, or just some information on that.
No, I went to planning and zoning,
Uh-huh.
because my big problem is my house was gonna be like this. The house here and the garage is up here. In order to pass the law, now I have to be back here.
Okay.
That's fine, I'm okay with that. So I said, what about the chicken coops? And they told me up there, they'd send it to Lane and officer, that any building, it could be a shed, chicken coop, has to be 10 feet offset from the roadway.
Okay.
And none of them are.
Okay.
And I've talked to Officer Wells about it. I mean, they're now putting, which I talked to Lane today about a trailer and a illegal, no plates, and they're turning it into chicken. If that's how we're gonna run Chesterfield, I know we're a special town over there, but I'm not asking to change the whole city. I'm just within, I said 6 blocks, but actually 3 blocks of my radius is where the problems are.
Okay.
And it's taken us back to when we were Salt Lake County.
Okay.
That part of Chesterfield, nobody cares about.
Okay.
And I'm not pointing out, but it seems to be the Spanish people.
Okay.
They're coming in and they're overtaking. We got a little piece of lot here, and they're right along the property lines, which, according to this black and white piece of paper, says that that's not legal.
Okay.
And that was to building in up there, whatever room that is. So my question is, how are they getting away with it? And when I talked to Officer Ramal, she's like, my plate's full. He's been working on the Ames's for 12 years. And I understand, but you worked on the Stapley's and you closed that, I mean, you went in and you did an abate. Why don't you abate that and turn the page and get into something else
Okay.
that the citizens are complaining about?
So
Because they
if I may,
complain.
just and I'm sorry to interrupt.
I'm going
But
overwhelmed.
if I understand correctly, where we're going is not so much that the law is something you want to change, but rather that you're not happy with the way that it's being enforced. That's what I'm talking
Exactly.
about. Okay, all right, okay. So I came down prepared to talk to you about referenda and initiative and all that kind of stuff. That doesn't